Is it ethical to kill an animal that doesn't want to die? I've got a very noisy Labrador with me. Go on, Bee-Boo. Off you go, mate. You go on there. It's one of the really knotty questions, isn't it? Animal doesn't want to die. So we raise a herd of beef cattle, or we raise a flock of sheep, or we raise chickens or rabbits or geese or whatever, with the intention that when they reach maturity, then we take their life and we consume the animal for food. And I completely understand how that concept seems to be distasteful or abusive or immoral or unethical to many people. And a lot of us have been raised on a diet of Disney. We've had Watership Down and Bambi and all this kind of stuff that portrays animals as personalities in the same way that we are. Now, I'm not saying for a minute that animals don't have a soul or don't feel pain or don't experience fear, and I'm not saying for a moment that they don't fear death. Right? Do animals want to die? No. That is kind of the whole point of life. See, once you think about it, once you apply some of this and common sense and meditate on how life works, any living thing, okay, like this plant here, what is it doing? Well, it's at a high level, it's here to try and reproduce itself, right? That's how life actually achieves life. That's how we've got this wonderful, rich, beautiful, multi-layered, abundant natural world that we live in, and we do live in the natural world. So the plant, the cow parsley, or the hawthorn tree behind me, or this is a willow. They're all here doing the same thing, and all the animals are doing the same thing as well. Well, what are they doing? Well, they are trying to survive long enough to reproduce and perpetuate their genetic imprint on the world. And that's the beauty of it. That's how it all works. So what do you need to do to survive, to reproduce? Well, on one level, you need sustenance. You need to build your plant body or animal body. Okay, so for that you need minerals, you need carbon dioxide in the case of plants, you need water, all of these things. And animals need amino acids and all that kind of stuff as well, and so in the animals do exactly the same thing. They want to survive so that they can reproduce, and to do that they need energy, and they need to build their bodies, and they need to escape death for as long as it takes in order to reproduce, hopefully at least once, ideally more than once. Okay, so that's the natural model. So the newsflash is plants don't want to die either as well. So I mean, there's a whole nother discussion to be had about the way that plants defend themselves, because they create toxins and they create anti-nutrients. They've had millions of years to do this in order to discourage animals from eating them. The only parts of any plants that actually want to be eaten are fruits, some seeds, some nuts. And some of these actually depend on passing through the digestive system of an animal. But on the whole, bluebells here are toxic. 99% plus of all the plant species out there are toxic to humans in some form. And a lot of times they've got multiple toxins as well, but that's not the point. So the point is the plants don't want to be eaten or killed. Neither does any animal, and neither do I or you, right? That's true. But the point is, we're all going to die anyway. Every living thing is going to die. These trees will die at some point. They will be replaced by other trees. All of these brambles and these cleavers and everything is going to die. I'm going to die one day. You're going to die one day, right? So does the simple fact that an animal doesn't want to die make it have any impact on the fact that it is going to die? No. Is it evil that an animal dies? Well, no, because they all do. We all do. We all will. Right? So this is really the core of the ethical debate. Every living thing must die. And is it wrong to give life to an animal, to breed a species of animal for the sole purpose of it being part of the food chain? Well, guess what? Pretty much every herbivore out there in the world is part of the food chain. Right? Practically every herbivore dies at the hands of a predator. Right? That is just the way it works. It's just a case of playing the game and running the race as long as you can. Now, the farm animals that we breed, the beef cattle, the sheep that we breed for their meat, and chickens and ducks and however many others, they're still part of the food chain, right? You might say, well, it's unnatural. The way we do it is unnatural. They haven't got a chance to run away and fight and fend for themselves, but at the same time, they have a pretty good deal. That's something we'll talk about at more length in other videos, but they do have a pretty good deal. They are protected from being chased and harassed by predators. They generally get medical care. They generally get enough food. I'm not talking about factory farming, small scale confinement of animals here, but when taken care of, they are pretty well taken care of, up until what we call their one bad day. So no, I don't think I can't get that argument to stick, because if an eagle kills a rabbit or a salmon eats a small fish, they didn't want to die any more than anyone else, but and change the fact that they do, and practically always becoming food for something else, because we are all tomorrow's food, right? Everything in nature is eating and being eaten, and it's just the way it is. And the fact that we may not like that doesn't change the fact that it is the way that everything works, right? I think it says more about the inadequacy of the way we've been raised and the way we've been educated, quite honestly. So is it wrong to take a life? Well, no. If it's not wrong for an eagle to kill a rabbit, then it's not wrong for me to eat beef for that reason. But it sure is a knotty subject, but hope that helps a little bit. See you soon.